It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. We're live, large and in charge. It's a Friday morning, and thank you once again for joining us at the start of a brand new day. And oh man, I'm very excited to chat to this next guest. He's, I think I can call him a friend of mine, certainly a colleague from the industry whom I've worked with on film before, which is absolutely amazing. You might know him from the long-running soap Laan, and of course we know that production has been halted again. It was halted on 25th of June when a staff member did test positive for COVID-19. But we want to catch up with him to find out what is happening, what's life been like for him since lockdown, and what he's been up to. He plays the character of Rickus Welman op Sewende Laan, but he goes by the real name, Andre Lo. Lekker Andre! How are you doing, brother, man?
Good in you, man. Nice to see you again.
It's so good to see you. You're looking well,
Yeah,
hey? You're looking like
so good.
The lockdown glow-up has really treated you well.
I think I've kept eating healthy. That's my secret.
Ah, there we go.
Take us through it, because now we've heard now that one of the people that you work with tested positive for COVID-19. I mean, how was that adjustment for you once you heard that news, and just how are you adapting to now having to incorporate that into working alongside someone that has tested positive?
Yeah, when we got the news, it was, for me personally, it was a frightening thing, because it's something new that we've never experienced. And, you know, that human thing, you always think that something will never happen to you. And as soon as it happens to you or around you, it's kind of a fearful thing. So I was in isolation. My mind was racing, because now you think maybe I'm asymptomatic, or, you know, and you feel for the people that work with the colleague. So, yeah, it was for me weird to get used to. I was a bit frightened, but Laan and Sasani and Donnie Winnell Productions, they really went to the party and helped us out with tests. So, yeah, it was a weird experience for me.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, you know, when you're working on a set, there's so much interaction that happens, not just between the characters while, let's say, you're rehearsing your lines, but between you and the crew as well. So how have things now changed on the floor? Like, what kind of things are you now doing that ensure that you're able to film and produce this much-loved show in a safe way?
So in terms of the overall regulations, we get our temperature checked at the gate before you enter the premises. Then we get a whole questionnaire that you need to answer relating to COVID. And when you pass that, you enter the premises. At each and every entrance, like studios, the makeup room, production rooms, there's sanitizing stations, so you sanitize your hands. Everybody has to wear a mask. That is rule number one. You can't access any part of the premises without a mask, unless you're on set like us. Then also the key crew, like your makeup artist, your hair artist, the director, they all need to wear the screens. So the mask plus the screens, because they're in close contact with the actor on a continuous basis. Yeah. In terms of on the actual set, shooting the scene, that was quite difficult to get used to as a creative artist, because you are used to like touching someone and moving around, you know, naturally. But now you have to keep a 1.5 meter distance, and it's blocked like that. But with camera angles and stuff, you can obviously create closeness. So, and my character entered a relationship before hard lockdown with Esty. Oh, wow. And so it was established as a very lovey-dovey kind of relationship. And now you have to kind of have that distance, but still portray the love and the spark and the fire. So that was quite interesting, and a process to get used to. All our props get sanitized before it gets handed to us. The tables, wherever you move, get sanitized. And also now, you know, Laan is known for many characters on a set. So scripts had to be rewritten so that we only have, say, 4 or 3 people on set at any given time, or actors on set, characters. So that was a lot of rewriting scripts, dialogue getting assigned to someone else. So that was the first, since for lockdown for level 4, the first 2 weeks was hectic for the production to get used to all these new changes. Because in a scene, you just want to interact, and then you know, there's someone in the box that says, no, you can't touch him or her.
Wait, how many times has the director yelled, cut, because you crossed the 1.5 meter line?
In the first 2-3 weeks, it was a lot. And even with me, so I'm in the scene, you get blocked, but you kind of make it natural. You know what the camera shot is about. And then you move into you know, the space of the other character, and then it's like, God, you can't do that, Andre. Damn, come on.
But I want to low
So
down.
it's a new normal.
Yeah.
It really is a new normal. But as like a very avid watcher of Seven de Laan, I want a bit of a lowdown with regards to what's going to happen with your character. Because yes, you're now in a relationship, but what is still to come with your character? What can we expect as time goes on, especially now with having all the social distancing set in place as well?
Yeah, so Rickus always go through these weird life-changing experiences. I mean, fight club, cancer, getting hit by a car. So I think that continues with Rickus. We're exploring his faults. We're exploring his wants and needs in the next couple of months. A lot of intrigue and drama. Him and Esty is on the up and up at this stage. So there's a lot of turmoil happening with Rickus again. He's never set free of any turmoil. I mean, he's a Welman, you know, the Welman curse. That is what happens. So a lot of growth happening with Rickus in the next, say, 4 or 5 months, which I appreciate. It's the next level for him. He's getting more mature. He's getting more, set on his goals. He listens to his father a bit more. There's a lot of love, heartache, life-changing experiences happening to Rickus in the next, say, 4 months.
Do you think there's a bit of Rickus in you? Do you kind of relate to him on that level, or is it just you taking on the character and portraying it?
No, when I got the brief 4 years ago for the character, as I read the character brief, I was like, this is me, this is me, this is me. So there's a lot of similarities between me and Rickus in terms of we both fit, we're both healthy, we're both into that kind of world. But I mean, I'm not as stubborn and as aggressive as he is. But I think both of us are kind of pure. Well, I think I'm pure of heart. Always wants the best for other people. But as you play the character for 4 years now, this year, you kind of take on some of his attributes and you give some of yours to him because he becomes like your best friend. I mean, it's for me, Rickus is part of my life on a daily basis, not just when I'm shooting. He obviously comes from me as an actor, but it kind of, I explain it to someone else, he becomes your best friend or your twin.
Wow.
Because you know him inside and out and he knows you. And I always try as an artist not to give a lot of myself as Andre into a character because you still want to play. But the storylines are written to such an extent that it gives that freedom for you to explore as an actor. But yeah, there's traces of me, you know, that I layer into the character. I love this guy.
Man, that's very interesting.
So
very
you
interesting.
can see also like the passion in his eyes when he speaks about Rickus. It's like speaking about yourself, but also the next person, your best friend, like you said.
We're both great guys. Andre, it's great to catch up with you.
So.
But we'll be doing so, of course, a little bit later on, just catching up more with you and finding out about life during lockdown and what you've been doing. But in the meantime, of course, you can catch Seven de Laan every weekday at 6 p.m. on SABC2. Andre, great to chat with you, man.